Hello, welcome back. So, I have loaded all the versions and the respective milestones to save the time. And I have added all the prices according to this document. I will now, in the next steps, if you see, we have created a board as well. So, let's go to our board and see, and we can see that it's empty right now. And this board is a place where we will be able to create the tasks, we will be able to perform different actions on the task. So if you look at the Kanban board, so this was the name which was already created, and now we need some lists, right? So for the list is called, for example, assets, backlog, to do, in progress, review, testing, done, and then we can make them archive. So let's start with assets. So first list will be assets. Why we will create for the assets is because sometime you have a logo, for example. So you can place over here the logo. So team don't need to ask you every time about the logo, right? Where is logo? Or you can input other things as well. So your marketing material, your admin login details, or even let's say your Figma design link, for example, that we can put here. Um so any sort of asset which often needed by the clients or the team member, you can put over here, which will help you out later on to see what you have, in the assets. And then we need a backlog. So backlog is a place basically where you normally input your all tasks, right? And new ideas, new tasks, and then you move them to your next list, right? For example, the to do, the backlog is place where you put all the tasks, and in to do, which means when they are approved and ready to move to the next steps, right? And then after the to do, you have in progress. In progress means the tasks which are in progress, which means you are working on those tasks. And after the in progress, you have review. Like once you are done with the task, you move those tasks in review for the people to see. And then definitely if they are in testing, and you can move over there when the QA team is testing, and done when they are ready for the production. You may have little bit different names as well over here, right? For example, sometime in progress means currently working, to do means ready to work, or today, or currently working. It's up to you, that how you can do it. It depends on different companies and different structures, but overall the idea is like this, that you need to learn. So now if you saw that our tasks are ready, sorry, our lists are ready, and then we have the tasks for the team, right? So if I explain it in a way that, for example, if in a backlog you want to create a task, here we have a task that, okay, first task will be, let's say, conduct a discovery workshop, or a client meeting or a team meeting in which we will discuss about um, the project, the client discovery call. And here is the description of that. We can have more descriptions of a task as well. You can input here the description of their task, that okay, what exactly will be done. It has a label of story. Okay, you can create different labels. You can come here, if there is a label available, you can put here, or you can create a label with according to your color and stuff. So this is a story, for example. So you have created a story label and you have assigned to this task over here. And then the priority is medium and due date is 15/7/2026. So you will choose the priority from here, and you will also, for example, choose a date, and you can input the time as well. Let's say we say, okay, we have a 5 p.m. till 5 p.m. to do this task. So yeah, so this is how you input your tasks over here. and you input the date. So one by one we can put all of those tasks, right? But what will happen is this will be a lot of work for us to do this way. So let's find another way of doing this thing. Let me delete this task for now. I have a upload task feature over here. We click on that upload task. From this you can find a download sample CSV feature as well. And let's say we download this and see that what are the options for the for this. So we need to have in CSV the task names, the descriptions, priority of the task, labels we want to be created, and the due date, of course. So with the help of your team, you can create some CSV of all of your tasks according to the list, and then you can upload it. So for this these tasks, to save time, I have already created a CSV. Let me go and find that CSV. And here one CSV I created for the errors. If you choose it, it shows that okay, the column task name is missing. Okay, this was deliberately, so you can learn. So you need to upload the correct CSV which has the right column names according to the and data and date format according to the required format the CSV. So you click continue, and then you need to choose the list. This is very important, that in which list you want to upload those tasks, right? So right now I want them to be in backlog, so I will click import, and it started importing and it's quickly imported. Let's say it's done. Great. So you can see over here the work normally in the softwares you do in many hours, maybe it can be done in few seconds. So this is how you save your time. So what else we can do with these tasks? So for example, how to move the task to the next list is simply drag and drop. So you can drag and drop to the next list, and the task will be moved to the next list. So this way you know that okay, these are to do tasks for your today, for example, and definitely you can drag as many tasks as you want. If we double click on a task, it will also be moved to the next list on the top. This is to save the time of the people, right? So for example, if you are working on authentication APIs, you want it to move to do, you double click it and it will come over here. Then let's see at some automations. So for example, when I check this task, it stays here, right? But what I want that, okay, to make it more sense, let me move it to in progress. So now, for example, today I was working on this task. I check this task as done. It should be moved to the review session automatically. How I can do it? I can click on the settings. When task is just checked, what I want is to move to another list, and I want to move it into a review tab, that okay, people can review it. So now close this, and then when I check this task, it's automatically moved to the review. The benefit of this is, like for example, when you are doing many tasks or done with many tasks, you really don't need to drag and drop. You check them and it's automatically moved into the review tab. And then similarly, you can, if you uncheck a task and then you want to move to another list as well, you can also add this functionality as well. And one more thing is, if you want to assign tasks to a specific user, you can choose from here, right? And if you want to choose all tasks to yourself, you can choose from here. So let's say if I want to assign these to-do tasks to myself, I click on this checkbox and it has assigned all tasks to me. So this is how you can build some automations and you can move the task around easily. Then once it goes into the testing, definitely a testing team is testing on it, and there is a bug appears, right? The testing team will say it is in bug, and then they can say move back into your to-do list by saying that this is a bug, you need to do it again. So this is how you can manage your list, manage your tasks, and even you can move the list around as well. If you created, you want them to move around. So for example, you did all the work and I say July 2026 tasks done. So let's say I call it this way, and this was tested, it's approved, it went to done, and then it was my July 2026 task. And then the benefit of this is that I can archive it. So my overall it's clear, so I don't need to really keep all the old version tasks over here. I can always go into the archived section and I can archive them back as well, or like this, or I can still keep it in archive, it's my choice. To save the time, you can always archive a list so it stays in the archive. Then you can download the report as well, how many tasks are done. You can see the analytics as well, that okay, how many tasks are overall, how many are assigned to some user, and according to the labels you can see that okay, how many bugs are produced, how many are being tested, how many are stories or epics, and all that. So this will help you. Again, you can see activity timeline, so all the things we have done so far, like we moved the task, we did this, so you can see all the activity over here as well. And for example, today this task, let's make it to today from here. So I am doing this task today. I have a calendar as well, and I can see that okay, which tasks are being done on which date. So you will also be able to have a quick view. If you make this favorite, then in the project management dashboard, the favorite boards are here for easiness, right? And same way your task, like I said for today, this task is here, my upcoming tasks are also here. If I click on this task, that okay, which task I have to do today, it will bring me to this task. One more important thing for this board, so when you are working, you need to start the timer as well, right? It's in progress task, so you start the timer. If you have not checked in before, you can check in directly from here, or you can click this timer sign, and according to the business you are working, you can check in from there as well. Okay, and when you click back on the same timer icon, it will automatically bring you back to the page where you were. So in progress, now let's click play. Now the timer is running and it's blue as well. The reason you need to run the timer is because on the dashboard you see two times. One is the working hours, which means you logged in for, and one is your productive hours, which will be counted for in our case now. So it's important to run your timer. If you go back to the task, you can see that okay, my timer is running. Now one more important thing is, if you remember, we created this milestones, right? That okay, and the time is 00 here. So we are doing API's work, which is currently we are working on, but time is 0. The reason behind this is because we have not linked our time with that version. So let's say I connect it with version 1 and I connect it with the backend API's development milestone or module. So now our time will be linked with the this specific module, and it will help us to know that okay, we are now working on this version and this module, and this amount of time is spent on working on this task. And this way you can see your team performance accordingly, that how much time they have spent on which tasks. You can upload attachments as well. So for example, let's say I upload this dashboard over here. Perfect. So now as you can see that a cover photo of this list is also this task is also uploaded, because I uploaded in the attachment. In details you can also see some details about that task as well. So now, and also you can assign the same task to multiple people as well. When you will add in the board, you will be able to see. You can add multiple labels as well. Let's say it's a feature, so it becomes here. You can change the dates, you can set the priority, you can link it to a specific version, you can run the time, and then there is a checklist, right? So when you click on the checklist, let's say I was thinking about a checklist over here. Yeah, so it was for the design dashboard. So let me close this. Let's stop this timer, because let's say this task is done from our side, and we move it to review for the team to review. And can someone find that list which we were looking for? What was that? Design dashboard, right? Design dashboard. So this is our task. So for this task, basically for this task, for the design dashboard, basically we want a checklist to be created, right? So what will be in that checklist? It's saying that in design dashboard, create a new checklist and add these tasks, and also have another checklist which is done, so you know that okay, what you are working on. So for your demo, I will create a new checklist, and let's call it new task. Actually these are subtasks for these tasks. So, and in this, let's create this: understand the dashboard and business requirements, review competitor dashboard and designs, for example. And let's take one other, for example, from here. So now these are new subtasks, and let's say we have another checklist and we call it done subtasks. And in done subtask we will have design tablet layout. Right now let's add this to new subtask, okay? And also add this to new task, for example. We will see in the moment that how to do the next thing. So now we have done, let's say we have added the task in the new subtask, and we have not added task and done subtask, for example. Here we have a settings icon. So what we say that okay, when item is checked, we move to the list item and done checklist, okay? And same we can do is when item is unchecked, what we should do. So let's do it for one thing, and we say that as soon we done with the task, we don't want to manually move it to the done subtask. We click on it and it's automatically moved in the done subtask. Same, let's try this, and we can see it's moved. So this was our requirement, that done task will be in the done checklist subtask and new checklist, for example. Here now we can see, here we have further features as well. For example, if we want to change the order of these tasks, we can drag and drop and change the order as well. So this is how we can create and save the checklist accordingly, because we were working on this. So let's move it over here, and as soon we click it, we know that these are our checklist. And description we already saw, attachments we already saw in this case, that how we can add different attachments in case of PDF images and all that. So this is the overview of the Kanban board. And you can add tasks from, if you want to add from bottom, let's say you need to add here, and if you want to say add some tasks in the top of the list, you can add from there. And you can also of course drag and drop and change the position of those tasks. So I hope you have learned a lot regarding this, and in the next steps we will further see about our project management tool.